unfortunately yours is vacant. Folks up in my road, I don't know, but I hope they take me far away from this place. Man, I need a vacation, hallelujah. First they blowing and they wish they knew you. Who the hell are you to tell me business, bitch? You ain't my lawyer, buying everything they selling. Oh well, that's consumers for you. Who's to say that freedom ain't free? I do enjoy it. Holding down the fort. Hallelujah, hallelujah. 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 Let it take its course. Once you let go of comes back. Oh yes, well of course. It's a cycle, I run laps. I'm a psycho though, fun fact. Stereotyping this white kid like I'm packing knives on my lunch bags. Bringing guns to the school dance. I'm tired of getting laughed at. Put my life into a blog post. All my feelings have been a hashtag. Suicide note on my last text. Tell my mom and my dad's next. Probably mad cause I'm 19, but I ain't 19. I ain't had sex yet. I digress cause that was a hypothetical. Love me describing a white millennial to an extreme and a stream of thought. Cause I write illegible. What's the price of living life in stereo? My scenario is that my mind's at peace, but my heart's gotta speak. So I ride these beats like a bicentennial. That don't really work. Ignorance is bliss. I'm convinced pain don't really hurt if it's worth the risk. I've been pissed, thrown down in the dirt, ain't concerned a bit. Watch me hit the curb, I ain't scared. Watch me skirt the whip. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Myself. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Myself. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Myself. I don't want nothing unless I can get it myself. Yeah. What's a solid foundation to a force of nature? I've been holding down a fort, unfortunately yours is vacant. Folks up in my road, I don't know, but I hope they take me far away from this place. Man, I need a vacation, hallelujah. First they blowing and they wish they knew you. Who the hell are you to tell me business, bitch? You ain't my lawyer, buying everything they selling. Oh well, that's consumers for you. Who's to say that freedom ain't free? I do enjoy it. Holding down the fort. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Holding down the fort. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Holding down the fort. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Holding down the fort. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
What is going on? What's going on? Welcome back to another live stream here. Oh, volume's dead. Let's see. How about now? Welcome back to another live stream here. Swapping over some mics. Let's see. That volume input looks good. Yeah, if you guys can't hear me, feel free to let me know. Let me just crank that. That looks even better. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Nice. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new here, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Make sure you read this disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an idiot on YouTube. Nothing you see here or anywhere else is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. Let's go ahead and check out this sell-off that we are watching in the U.S. indices. I am on TopstepX. I have a bunch of 150K combines that I've been talking about loaded up. I am watching something on the chart developing right now with Bookmap that I will pull over and show you guys, and then I will run through some of my morning trades as I do. I'm break even in the morning, copy traded across 3 50K XFAs. Nothing terribly exciting on the morning, but I'll take you through. Good opportunity. Just didn't pay me. One win, one loss for break even. Both of them small win, small loss. Here's what I'm looking at down below price. We've been watching these levels on Bookmap. This is my favorite order flow tool. This is live liquidity in the market. This back here is historical. This is the live market right here. I've been watching these levels pop up, price come into them, and really just eat them up. We've got a pretty big stack of liquidity down here at the 80s, 43.80, and right around the 100. Don't know if we are going to continue tapping into them. We're going to find some support here and start pulling back. But wanted to show you guys that is what I'm watching on Bookmap below price. Oh yeah, there we go. Up above price as well, 280s. We got some big stacks of orders coming on the book. These can be fresh shorts, fresh longs. They can be closing out of shorts or longs, right? Take profit orders, but they are resting orders on the book, live liquidity. This stuff right around price, this algorithmic liquidity provider bands, whatever they want to be called, I don't really pay attention to. I'm paying attention to these big orders on the book. Haven't had too much of it lately on Bookmap. This morning there wasn't too much until we really started selling off, and then we started to get these on the book. So we got Bookmap today. We got Bookmap back in action, helping us out. So I'm going to be watching I'll mark them on the chart. I'm going to be watching the 280 level, the 100, and the 80 level here on YM on the 5-minute chart. Let's go ahead and mark that. The 280 is, let's just do it this way. Boom, that would be one level. We'll use some nice gray horizontal lines. And I'll throw
absorption
one more underneath
YMZ for CBOT sellers at 43,180.
just so we know. Yeah, know what we're looking at. Nice, nice, nice. Let's see. I'll go through my trades real quick as I wait to see what sets up. I think a pullback up to this level is a potential move. I think a continuation down towards these levels and then a reaction to the upside could be the move. I am hard pressed to keep buying this at the moment, but I am looking long on this, even though we have sold off really, really harshly today. I'm looking for a rotation back up somewhere towards this low if we come down here first. Would really like a way to structure risk. This zone down here is going to make it a problem. But let's see what develops here. I won't jump directly into anything, but going to look to get some trading in here with you guys. Here are my two trades today. I was waiting. I had limit order set up here as we started to crack back above the VWAP, just for a quick bounce, playing off this opening volatility the way that I like to do on Dow. Didn't get filled down here, up here, and then I was looking for a long back up to VWAP as we came down here. I didn't take the break below these lows, which is a really aggressive buy that I'll play. I took the price action after finding some support and continuing back up to the upside. This was my first trade, entry somewhere in here, targeting VWAP, maybe a continuation back up to these highs after sweeping below the lows of pre-market and finding some support. As you can see, that one failed. I cut this very quickly. Saw Bookmap orders popping up below price, really didn't like to stay in. Felt that we were likely going to come down here. Not enough to flip short, but cut that one short. That was like $140 loss, something like that. And then down at this level here, right off of this lows, took another buy. Again, watched more and more Bookmap come up on the book below price. Just wasn't confident to start to hold on all the way back up. Cut this one short, break even. I'm like plus $6 green across 3 XFAs this morning. So not a whole lot of excitement there. It's okay to be flat, okay to be green. I'm fine with that. This could have been, this was really just capital preservation. This could have been 2 full losses, right? This one could have been a full stop out for around $200, $250. This one as well, if I held on to it. So let's go ahead and take a look at ES as well. Yeah, big sell-off from ES, big sell-off from NASDAQ, right? And we are finding support in both of these back up towards VWAP. Really didn't stop at my level here, but came down into this area of volume traded, this high right here, kind of all this back and forth, and we're starting to find some support. I'm not looking to jump in long on price action just yet. I want to see if we make it up to this level here, or if we are going to come down and fill these orders. I think Dow might pull the one more, sell off, get a little bit deeper, fill these orders, and then start its move to the upside. But we are already finding some support, and we are 75-ish points off the lows. So this may be the turn right here. Obviously very bearish for the day, right? Big sell-off after the wick to the upside, staying below VWAP, cracking initial balance low, getting below prior day's low over here. So this is looking really weak, but I'm gonna look to play it in between all of this fun stuff here. So again, eyes on this area right here, these areas right here down below lows. This one's looking pretty weak, and again, where are these coming from? Bookmap, right? This big level up here, big stack of orders on the ladder, the depth of market. Big stack of orders down here, up here, excuse me, down here. This is pretty light. I'm not so worried about that. But let's see what happens if we start to approach these. Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I like the long. I like the V-shaped recovery on this. If we're going to just trickle down slowly to the downside and just keep selling off, I'm just dead wrong, and I'm picking a bottom on a really bearish day. But if we get all the way back up here, I think we're headed towards VWAP at the very least, and it's not going to give me a great way to structure risk. Yeah, I'm just going to be in the wait and see position here. This was a nice entry. This would have been a nice entry right here, utilizing Bookmap. As we're coming lower, looking at this big order down at the 130s, right below that support zone, starting to bottom out there, and looking long right off of this. This would have been a decent entry down here. Would have been stop loss to break even, and running towards this next level that's starting to come up above price. So I'm going to be watching Bookmap on the side for now, and leaving my screen open for you guys. But let's see what we got. We got movement today, man. Got some big movement. Right, here is our 930. Just go ahead and mark it so we are on the same page. Here's our 930. We wicked up. Well, can't really see it. We wicked up to the upside and then really stayed bearish. Didn't even come back and tap VWAP here. So very weak. Do we find support down here if we zoom out below prior day low? Kind of within this structure, not breaking below this low. This is obviously the next big line in the sand for Dow. If I zoom out, you can see that even clearer. This high that was broken and then retested and then was the bottom for this next big leg up to all-time highs. Are we going to come down and test that today? Are we going to challenge that low? I don't know. I think we are likely to see a retracement at very least right now. Really haven't seen anything today just yet. Been pretty damn weak all day. So let's see. Let's not do anything crazy. Let's wait for our trades to come, find a good way to structure our risk, and get involved when it makes sense. This. I'm going to watch Bookmap fairly closely again because these levels do change. These orders come on and off the book. This could disappear as we're coming down lower. This could disappear as we're coming up higher. They can get pulled from the book. That is the nature of using order flow, right? Changes in real time. So, if you're back on here with me, I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Feel free, hop in the free Discord if you're interested in Bookmap. I'm a partner with Bookmap. I'm a partner with Edgeful. That's the full disclaimer on those two. Links in the description. Links all over the place if you guys want to try Edgeful free or get a heavy discount on Bookmap. Steven, what's up, man? And if you guys are here in the chat, you got to subscribe. So many trolls hopping on here. If you're here in the chat and I see your name and I know you, I'll talk to you. You got a good question, I will talk to you. Random repetitive trolling stuff, I'll probably just not pay attention to. And you can hop in the free Discord and ask questions in there. I'll be pulling questions and talking about the guys that are sharing in there. Awesome community. Feel free to hop in. But Steven says, finally passed my 150K today. Footprint is rebuilding my mental capital. Jose, what is up, Jose? What's going on? Mr. New York. I love it, man. Love it. Love it, love it. Steven, great to hear, brother. Great to hear. Awesome to hear that Footprint is helping you out. Great to hear that you passed. Very nice. Jose, love the energy. Mario, what's up, dude? Small long on US 30. Nice. Nice. I like it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm watching here, guys. Gnarly sell-off, and now we are starting to pull back up. I don't like this for a long from this level. That's a whole lot of risk to get a stop below here. And we have liquidity down below. I'm going to wait to see. I do think if we start climbing, we could be in store for this type of V-shaped recovery, right? Where we really sell off, from the top of the session to the bottom, over 200 points, and then find a little bit of resistance at VWAP, and then just continue back up to the highs. I think that could be in store, but this is definitely weak. We are into the 11:51 a.m. Eastern time, so we haven't really haven't retraced, haven't had a quick crack to the downside and then push back up. This is definitely looking weak on the 5-minute. So I'm gonna wait to see though. Again, playing off my levels, playing off market structure, price action, volume, order flow. We'll look for a good way to structure risk and a good opportunity. But nice to hear it, Mario. Making some money, man. That's awesome. Yeah, this is all but off the book. I'm gonna go ahead and just get rid of that one for now. That's really dried up. Liquidity has really lightened up on that level. You can see that right here. Here it was pretty heavy on the book. Here it is coming off the book. This level stayed very, very heavy. This level even heavier, right? Biggest stack of orders on the book, highest quantity out of everything that we're looking at right here. If you scroll in and out, obviously these change. Leave these over to the side for now. Yeah, I do. Again, I'm looking long on this, man. You know, I would wait for us to sell back off, maybe come down below this low again, hit another level on Bookmap. But I could see us pulling back up, right? We really just waterfall to the downside, and we've got no retracement. This long was too aggressive from up here. I wouldn't have survived another 75 points to the downside, so no harm, no foul on that. But this looks like a pullback down, and now we're at least going to retrace up here, maybe back up towards VWAP. It gives me a way to get in and structure risk. I might look for it. But not a whole lot of price action, right? Not a whole lot of structure to the upside that would have allowed you to get in. You really have to be picking a bottom. And again, you know, aggressively entering, which is okay. That's what I did twice on the way down today. So let's wait patient, see what we get on this one, guys. See what sets up for us. If you're on here, I appreciate you being here. The people have spoken. They want earlier live streams. I'm going to try to work with you guys. I was running Power Hour. Bunch of you guys dropped off. It was pretty quiet the last few sessions that I ran. So we'll see if we can hop on after my morning session. Run these around 11:30, 11:45 in the morning. Catch some volatility coming out of the open, man. But I do trade the NYSE Open every day, 9:30 a.m. That's my prime time. Trade that with guys that I'm working with one-on-one, or I reserve it for myself. That's what I'm looking like. Take a look at ES. Again, scrolling out, fixing VWAP. Yeah, coming back up to retest these lows here, right? That's what it looks like. Looks like it almost got there, almost. NASDAQ all the way back up to VWAP. All the way back up to VWAP. Yep. 100 points off the lows in NASDAQ. But like I talked about, man, I really don't like to trade the NASDAQ and ES chart on Dow, right? It just doesn't work well for me. Trying to pay attention to that correlation, saying, oh, ES is pushing back up, NASDAQ's pushing up, Dow should push also. The last few weeks were a really good example of why that wouldn't work. Dow lives in its own world sometimes, and you really got to trade the chart in front of you. At least that's my humble opinion. Yeah, watching Bookmap, I want to see as we come higher, do these orders start to dry up on the book? Do these start to get heavier? This is a pretty obvious level, right? Coming right off of these lows, right below Friday's low, right? It's the 18th. Not a completely random spot that there would be some liquidity on the book. Let's see what we get. Do we get a really, really gnarly V-shaped recovery? Maybe. maybe. Those can be pretty hard to find a way into, right? If we just pick a bottom and then immediately turn to the upside without any type of structure that would allow us to maybe find a spot to structure risk, have an invalidation point. That's what it looks like we are doing right now. At least for the moment, right? This could just be the pullback before the next leg down. Let's see what Dow has for us today, man. Again, I'm working on combines. I'm working on XFAs. I got to get trading in with you guys, and this is prime time for it. So I'm anticipating getting some more trades on with you guys. I'll be really dedicating having combines to trade live with you guys because I want to get these trades in with you. No mas EOS. EOS. Jose, no ES right now, man. I'm looking at Dow. Last few weeks, probably coming up on a month. I've been trading Dow, working really well for me. It's kind of in a world of its own. Doesn't trend tightly and move the same way that ES does, although it is a US indice, so it's not too far off. But I get that question every time now that I hop on here and trade Dow, which is different than what everybody else is looking at. All right, let's see, man. We got buyers taking this thing higher. Man, you know, I'd almost like this for a short up here, even if I didn't believe we were going to just continue blasting to the downside. I just don't know how I would structure risk, man. This becomes the issue with Dow later in the day, and I've been finding this quite a bit. Let's say I'm looking at Bookmap and I say, hey, man, we got a big stack of orders right here. I'm looking to fade this. We are trending down for the day. I think we're likely to come up here, grab this liquidity, and then we're going to see a reaction to the downside. I don't know where I get a stop loss on this. Something along those lines. I really wouldn't want anything below VWAP. I think it's completely reasonable that we crack all the way back up here, and that's where I'd be looking short. So my game plan right now, guys, as we come higher, again, talked about looking long. I still like long plays. Obviously, it's playing out from the bottom here. No real way to get in long ahead of this Bookmap level. I would have liked that. Pulled a little something. Pulled a little something like this, and then continued. Maybe would have given me an area to structure risk. Even if we did something like that, would have given me a little bit better area to structure risk here on the 5-minute. Don't really have that. And these orders are off the book. Gone. Take a look at that. These are orders coming on and off the book, as you can see. If I scroll back, you can see it on the current order book. Forward, here's live liquidity in the market, completely gone. Pulled off the book. So, if you're watching Bookmap, it is something that you do have to watch on the side. So, let's see, man. I'd be surprised if we didn't come up here and tap this. I would be surprised. I've been surprised before, but that's the next level on the chart that I'm watching. Yeah, this is feeling like V-shaped recovery, though, guys. This is probably recency bias, and this is spoken about in quite a few trading psychology and mindset books, where I think a couple good ones are going to be The Mental Game of Trading. This is not in like Trading the Zone and Best Loser Wins. Mental Game of Trading or The Psychology of Risk Management. I forget the author of that one. I'll have to post it in Discord. But they go into detail on humans' recency bias, right? Where we have a strategy, we have an approach, we back test it over a large sample size, we know that it works. As we're trading day over day, we have a really, really strong memory of what just happened. So you might have a great system and approach that works over 100 trading days, but in your mind, you're really starting to create a bias based on what happened in the last 2 to 3 trading days, or maybe 5, right? That's fresh in your mind. You just traded it. You just had money on the line. The emotions were there. And you can start to create this unhealthy recency bias. And that is, maybe me saying, hey, look what happened on Friday. we sold off, right? We cracked above VWAP, we sold off really harshly, we bottomed out, and then we just had a big trend to the upside. If I come to Monday with that fresh in my mind, I might say, oh, that's what's going to happen again. We're going to have this big V-shaped recovery, and I'm just going to look for longs as soon as we are low. And maybe that's not great because we are down below VWAP, we've sold off, we've blasted through levels, and we're looking pretty weak right now. So it's important to remember that, and I think it's a fine line, it's a balance between disregarding that recency bias, well, being aware of the recency bias and disregarding that tendency to want to cater your trading to it, and adapting to changing market conditions, right? Because market conditions do change. Volatility moves up and down. The way that structure is forming, we might get rangy, we might get very trendy, and it is important to be aware of that type of stuff and to adapt to it a bit, especially if you are trading discretionary, the way that I am. So it's a balance that you have to find. So we have had a lot of those types of days. I won't carry that bias too strongly, but I'm aware of that. Jose says, reminds me of USD CAD. Yeah, I don't know about UC on this chart, man. That one's a wild one. Used to trade that pair a lot. But yeah, that was an interesting one, man. I really do like it. Again, talked about this a lot on social media, on X, and in Discord. I'm going with what works for me, right? Not what the cool kids are doing, or what the most popular thing is. I know people want to see NQ. That's the crowd favorite. I get it. I believe the way that I trade Dow can be used and traded very similarly, applied to NQ, but I do think you have to be a specialist on whatever instrument you trade, especially if you're going to trade the US indices during the most volatile time of the day. I think you do best really absorbing that market structure and price action. I talk about that a lot. I repeat that because I think it's the truth. Yeah, kind of just slowly pulling back down here, man. Creeping lower here. Yeah, if I zoom out a little bit, which you guys will see me jump to higher time frames when we have larger moves like this, right? If I'm on the 5 minute and this is the range that I'm working in, I kind of understand what's left. I've got my levels marked up. I can almost see it. If we have a really big move to the downside, I do find myself hitting the 30 minute to 1 hour, really zooming out and saying, okay, we blasted through this low. We really cracked below this level that I had, which is just a discretionary level off of these highs. What's the next line in the sand? If we're going to push back up, where might we be headed? So this is the obvious clear level on my chart that I have marked. That's what I'd be looking at way down here. If we are going to have a really, really big move to the downside, getting below that would be an interesting move, man. But I'm liking this long, man. Again, call me crazy, call me the bottom picker, but I'm gonna wait for some structure to develop at this area and see if there's something that makes sense. Dow loves to come back to VWAP. In the morning, it loves to hit VWAP. It's the simplest type of trade that I look for. I try not to do it super duper counter to the pre-market move, but it loves to crack back up or down to VWAP during the morning session. In the afternoon, it really loves to return to VWAP as well. Now, this is a really weak, pretty far down below sold off market here in Dow. Am I just going to start looking for buys back up to VWAP? No. But it presents a really, really clear dynamic level. And if it's lining up with another level right here that I have marked on my chart, that really wasn't respected too much. I might look for that move. But I take a really, really simple approach with structure to sellers at 43,193. That's Bookmap telling me we got some volume being traded. Let's see. Ooh, orders up above are off, man. Look at this. Yep. About 5 minutes ago, they pulled those. So we got liquidity drying up, man. This stack of orders that was on the book above price right here is now gone. So everything that I was looking at on Bookmap has come off of the book. I don't try to create a whole understanding or storyline as to why or who's doing that. I just want to pay attention to where those levels are, and as price is moving, what happens to them. If they are coming off the book, not useful to me anymore. I'll zoom way out, make sure there's nothing like way higher up or farther below. But that one's off the book as well, so, or those are off the book as well. So we are chilling here now. Now we're hanging. Still like this long, still like this to the upside, even though we got a really, really weak market here. I like a move back to VWAP if we get some structure that really says, hey, we're finding some support down here. Sellers are exhausted. That was low enough for them today, and maybe we're going to end red. We broke initial balance low to the downside. We opened up pretty damn red. I don't think that I need to create a bias to say we're going to put all-time highs in here. We're going to go and hit, this 43,600 level or anything like that. But I could see a move back up. Short, man. Short down to this zone right here. That's the play there. Let's see what we get, man. My guy got a Tesla. Jose, man. You're funny. Funny guy. While we're hanging out watching this, guys, let me just pull something up here on the side. This to load up. Nice. I'm going to show you guys a pretty sweet, easy to read report from Edgeful. Again, full disclaimer, partnered with Edgeful. I've been talking about this stuff a lot. I find it super simple and easy to understand, and I find it really useful for my trading. And I think that others might find it useful. It's not a magic strategy, not a magic indicator, although they provide indicators for the reports. But this is really, the way that I interpret this stuff is, this is like condensed, clean statistical information that you would probably be looking for when you go to backtest. Here's one that I haven't spoken about before that I've really started to look at. Previous day's range. This is the previous day's range report on YM with 2 years of data. So quite a bit of data on this. And what this is measuring is if the previous day's high is broken or low is broken, what happens? On YM, over the last 2 years of data, if the previous day's high is broken, 78% of the time it ends as a green day. And 76%, if the low is broken, it ends as a red day. Here's the example of what that looks like. You've got explanations, you have report breakdowns explaining what happened and then how the day actually ended, actual reports, and then in really, really detailed video from Edgeful. But how I am using this is pretty basic, similar to the way that I would use the initial balance, the opening candle continuation report. If we crack prior day's low, you can literally hop out to the daily chart, take a look at it. If we crack prior day's low, more often than not, we're ending red. If we crack the high, more often than not, we're ending green. Simple, easy to understand. And you can break it down by weekday if you like. Break it down by weekday. A whole bunch of different ways that you can customize these reports. But again, simple stuff to understand and think, wow, more than 3/4 of the time, if we crack the highs, we're ending green. Just something to be aware of. You might say, yeah, Zach, that's obvious, right? If we push prior day's high, we're going to end green. How often, right? What's the numbers for your specific instrument? I think that stuff can be helpful. For me, today on this, we broke the low, right? More often than not, we're ending red. How aggressive do I want to be looking for longs? If I am looking for longs, do I want to be targeting only a quarter of the time, 25% of the time, less than 25%, that we're going to end green after breaking the low? Probably not. Same thing for looking at initial balance, right? Here's initial balance low. I know that more often than not, if we break initial balance low, we don't come back up to break initial balance high, which would be way up here. That's another clean, easy to read report as well. So again, it can just kind of help you frame your trading. I think it can be really great for guys that are discretionary, that have a strategy already worked out. If you're new, it can be really, really great because you could help get some actual statistics and build an edge in the markets based on this information. But even if you have a system that's working really, really well, you can kind of confirm the way that you're trading or be aware of some risks on specific days after certain moves that you might want to utilize for targets, for stop loss, for structuring risk, for entries. So that's Edgeful. Again, I'm a partner with them. Link in the description of this video if you want to check that out. You can check it out for free. I love that offer from them. Love a free offer. Bookmap is a discount if you want to check that one out. Again, link is in the description, but you do have to pay for Bookmap. Heavy discount, but you got to pay for it. Edgeful, you can use it free today. You can hop off right now and take that link and test it out and really utilize it for a whole week and say, oh, it's not for me. And maybe I got the information that I needed and I don't want it anymore. Pretty sweet deal from them. Yeah, man. Again, I'm looking long on this, man. Got some orders right around 150s. I'd like a pull back down and then look for a long to the upside. Run this back up towards VWAP. If we're going to continue to the downside, I think we're coming down to this low, right around this level here. I would be just dead wrong, and that's fine. I'll take that L. But I like this. I like this as a cheap long to the upside. Again, weak below VWAP. I wouldn't be targeting breaks of the highs, green closes, right? I wouldn't be targeting a break of initial balance high, playing against all those stats. It can still be, somewhat of a down day, but from this area right here on the chart, based on my reading of price action and market structure, that's what I'm looking at. I'm watching Bookmap over here on the side. I'm not going to pull it over just because I am actually looking for an entry here. And we got orders at 150. Got quite a bit of orders at 150. So I'd like to see if those fill. Looks like we want to come down into it and maybe fade that. Again, guys, looking for a long. Gonna watch what happens if we come down to the 150s. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say or do here is a recommendation or suggestion to do anything. You're not supposed to copy. You're responsible for your own trading decisions. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all the money that you trade with. There's the nice disclaimer for you guys. Read the full disclaimer in the description of this video and on my site. Man, we got orders at 150. Nothing crazy below. Not a huge stack down below. All this stuff dried up. I don't even know if we're going to come and grab these. But I might look to scale into something down here. Again, I'm on the 150s, 150K combines, so I'm looking at taking on a considerable amount of risk. I'd probably start this with one contract, though, and run a real wide stop. If I have to be wrong, I'll be dead wrong. We're coming down below lows. Looks like we're going to continue the downside. But I'm more inclined to run a wider stop, right? If I'm going to aggressively enter counter to the day's trend, I really want to be wrong, right? I don't want to try to pick the bottom by the point. That's not a great way to do it. But here's kind of what I'm eyeballing down here. come down, tap into these 150s, look for a move back up towards VWAP. Maybe look for something along these lines. That would be pretty sweet. I don't know if we're going to come down and tap this, though. That's what I'm staying patient on. Orders on Bookmap. This is what I'm looking at. We may come down into this and just absolutely rip through, and the bottom may fall out, and this is going to fuel the move to the downside. On a day like today, and the way these orders are showing, and me looking for a long for all of the other reasons I've been talking about, that's how I'm looking to play this. Not going to jump right in, not going to limit order in, but I want to see what happens as we come down around here, check this low out, and maybe start to catch a bounce to the upside. See, as we're coming lower, again, I'm going to scale into this one. If I'm dead wrong, I'd like to only be wrong on one contract, at least for right now, running a pretty wide stop loss. If we find some support and look like we're going to continue higher, I may look to add to the position if I can find a way to control risk. In the morning, when it's high volatility, price is ripping back and forth, I'm really not finding time to scale in and out. I've got to use a limit order almost every time to find a way in. And that's my entry. Target's placed, stop loss is placed. You know, it's going to play out really, really quickly. Here in the afternoon, when I've got a little bit more time to work here on the 5-minute, I can pull stuff like that. Let's see. What do we get? Again, watching the 150 level down here. Gonna look for a little push through as those orders fill. And look for a long, man. Again, counter, right? Really counter trend on the day. Not quite there yet. Let's see. Let's see if we trade it. We got even more on the book right below price. Yeah, I like this one, man. I just don't know if I'm going to get my entry. This will happen sometimes. And again, I like it from down here because I can run a stop loss pretty far down below the low. I think it's completely reasonable. We come and sweep this low by a few points. You know, we come and hit this 43,100 level. I'd still like to be long from down here. Again, real quick, watch a book map, looking at this level right here. This was the original level I'm looking at, right at the 150, right about here. Yeah, that might be some aggressive movement to the downside when it happens. So I'm not looking to limit. I'm gonna wait to see what happens if it jerks around here. Maybe we actually sweep the low. But that's what I'm looking at. Looking for a long back up towards VWAP, catching some of the recovery that may or may not come today.
Sweep YMZ for CBOT sellers at 43,170.
There we go. Coming down into that first level on Bookmap. We got some orders filling. Let's see, do we get that kind of volatile push, the quick wick to the downside to fill some of this? Little focused up here, guys. If you guys got questions, feel free, man. Ask in Discord, ask in the chat. If you got trading questions. While I'm sitting here eyeballing along on Dow, waiting to see if we make it down to these 150s right here where we've got some orders on Bookmap. And gonna wait to see what happens if we get there. Do we absolutely rip through? Save myself a stop out getting long right now. I'm tempted to go limit down here, though. I really am, because this could be a pretty quick wick to the downside. So trying to stay focused on this one, guys. Watching Bookmap over to the side. Seller's gonna try to come down into it again. Right at 65, we got that first stack. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try it this time. Man, taking forever to get into it. What are we doing, Dow? What's going on, buddy? Still there, haven't filled. Waiting patient on Dow, checking out Bookmap, waiting to see if we get some movement into quite a bit of liquidity that we have on the books, sitting very close to price, right down below. This is actually a pretty easy short opportunity for a really, really quick scalp trade down into that. Not what I want to do, because I want to find a way to get long here. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Again, sitting patient, watching this play out, man. You wait for your levels, wait for the general structure to set up for you, and then look for your entry based on your entry criteria. Right now, mine is long down around this level, but after some big levels of liquidity fill on the book. That's my thought. Back up to VWAP, catching some of this potential retracement back up towards VWAP. But we may not come down into these, man. Might have had an opportunity within a couple points of where I wanted my entry. But I'm not gonna get swayed into a trade too quickly. See, sellers trying to take it down to this level again. Let's see if we come down below this level. I'm looking for some volatility, some momentum to the downside before looking long. So let's see what we get from this level here. Might leave it. We might just leave it on the table. We might not come down and trade this. Interesting, man. Let's see, man. Let's see what Dow has for us.
Sellers at 43,193.
Again, a little bit locked in, guys. I know I'm not talking much. I'm waiting for a potential setup that, if it comes, I think it'll happen pretty quickly. 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Let's see what we get, man. Watching some levels right below price. Down to the 150s here in Dow that I would like to see traded before potentially looking for a long. Maybe we need to sweep the lows of the session so far. Fairly counter trend to the day, to the price action structure that we've seen so far. But I am looking at a retest of VWAP. I think we've pulled down really far off these highs that we've been trading. I don't know that I'm looking at targeting a break below these or a move all the way down to this level. I think even if we are going to chop around, we're going to pull back a bit and go and test that VWAP. But it may not happen. We might absolutely dump, right? We might be in for another leg to the downside. We're going to get another big push down out of Dow. That may be the movement. And that's okay, right? Don't have to know what's going to happen next to make money, believe it or not, in trading. Once you accept that, things get a whole lot clearer for you. Just have to present, trade an edge over a large enough sample size that gives you a nice positive expectancy. Dang, man, just hovering above these levels. Here's what I'm looking at on Bookmap. Got really close, traded a little bit right here. Do we come down in and check these out? I don't want to get long above them because I think it's likely that we come down into them. Yeah, I'm okay with this price action too. Choppy consolidating around here, sweep below the lows around this zone, and a push to the upside. Okay with that. Let's see. Let's see. Again, cheap long. We will see if I can get on the right side of it, though. Something along these lines. Here's what I'm eyeballing, guys. This is what I'm eyeballing. Oh, we got a big round number down here. Right there. Something along these lines. Big levels of liquidity down here. I'd like to use those as an entry point, but we may not get that, man. We are really struggling to move lower with this 5-minute price action right here. Again, not in a trade. Obviously, you'll see it on my screen if I am. Go ahead and mute Discord, but what's up, boys in Discord? Let's see what we got. Looking for a long, yeah, man. Looking for a long. Ugly price action right here. Yep, the 618 is 183. Got you. Got you. Nice. Got even more confluence. Even more confidence, guys. What's up in the chat? Keith, what's up? Yeah, man, I'm Eastern time. Eastern. Central, I know a lot of guys operate in Central, but yeah, when I'm calling out times, it's Eastern. I try to put EST or ET. Kendrick, what's up, man? Good. Going good, man. Going good. Waiting for a setup here, man. Don't know if I'm going to get it. I'm honestly waiting to see, now that these orders haven't filled for so damn long, if they start to come back off the book. Drifting higher, really not pulling back down into it. I would have liked to see this. Start to get this right here. Crack down below, really aggressively to the downside, and then immediate momentum back up. Volume being traded, buyers taking that thing lower after all these orders are getting filled. Leave that off for now, but that's what I'm looking at. Here, I'll leave the arrow. Boom. Let's see what Dow has for me today, man. Sitting patient, waiting for my entry. Appreciate you guys being on here, though. If you're not in the free Discord, hop in the free Discord, man. Live trading, analysis, Q&A, awesome community of traders. Catch me on Top Step TV this week. I'll be on for Power Hour on Wednesday. And then I got a really cool interview that should be coming out in the next couple weeks. I'll let you guys know about that one. It's not Top Step. It's a new platform. Be pretty cool, man. Not a prop firm, obviously, just another trader platform. But be happy to see you guys in the chat on Top Step. Last time I was on, it was super fun. Come from behind victory on the reversal challenge. That was a fun one to do on Friday. Yep, here, I'll leave bookmap on here also. This is what I'm looking at, boys and girls. But if you guys got questions, man, feel free, ask away in Discord. You could ask in the chat. I'll respond to some good ones in the chat, but not everybody. See how the boys are doing. They'll break down. Nice, nice. Yeah, man, we got some guys in the chat killing it. Tony Hawk, man, killing it. It's the real Tony Hawk, by the way, guys. It's him. It's actually him. Just kidding. Nice, man. Really nice. B Ninja killing it, posting charts and P&Ls often. Very, very well done, man. Awesome. Michael G, beautiful trade on NASDAQ this morning. Appreciate you sharing the charts. Again, guys, hop in the free Discord if you want to check this stuff out. Awesome community. You guys are awesome. Another nightmare story from Apex, it looks like. Yep, par for the course. You can grain of salt it, right? I'm biased with Top Step, but our seller's gonna try this time. Let's see. Gonna get ready for this one, guys. Don't love how long this has taken. I really would have liked to see a wick down somewhere over here and then a continuation. I don't know. I'm gonna wait. If we crack this first low, as we come down into the 50s, I'm gonna look to buy. I'm gonna look to buy into selling pressure here. It's gonna be an aggressive entry. I'm not going to wait for structure, just to make it clear for you guys. I'm not going to wait for this to happen and then look to get long over here, right? That's not the play. I'm going to look to buy into selling pressure as we're coming down right at this zone based on these levels that I have on Bookmap. It's a more aggressive play. It would generate a better entry for me. If the floor is just going to fall out, I'm obviously on the wrong side with a long. But this is decently sized structure, and if we start to crack back up to the upside, I'm already missing the trade. So I'll wait patiently. If we don't come down into this, I'm not going to get one. Long from here is a play. I want the additional 40 some odd points in my favor because I think it's likely that we come down into this. But could be wrong, and that's okay, right? Yeah, man, every time I start yapping, I get drawn back into this. I'm really sitting patient, again, because I think if it does happen, this can be quick. This can be volatile, right? It can really just be a quick 5-minute bar that pushes to the downside and then immediately cracks back up. So I do want my finger on the trigger for a buy. So that's what I'm looking at here, guys. I'm not going to have too many awesome mindset and psychology rants today as I'm watching this set up. If it goes without me, it goes without me. That's it. But if you're on here, man, I appreciate you being on here, man. I appreciate you guys. We got some more people on. You guys obviously like the earlier time of the day. That's cool. We'll try to work this, man. Try to get in where there's some volatility, some time for these trades to play out. I've put trades on, and if they've just lasted too long, I gotta hop off. I will let you guys know, and You'll obviously know the outcome because I'll call out any trade management in Discord, and you'll know just by the chart, right? If I take a buy and it absolutely sells off, you know that I didn't magically get a win out of it. Man, tight consolidation, kind of just chopping on the 5 minute in this nice tight little range. I'm looking for this entry for a nice large move. Looking at ES and NASDAQ on the side, I can see they're kind of doing the same thing, just choppy 5 minute ranges. NASDAQ in like a 40-point range, you can see that right around VWAP. ES below VWAP in like a 8-point range, back and forth, not even. Got any news or anything coming up? Let me just take a quick look. 1 p.m. Yeah, we got some FOMC speakers. 1 p.m., 5 p.m., 6:40 p.m. Eastern. All yellow folder, nothing crazy. Okay, we'll look at Forex Factory together for the rest of the week. This is USD, including yellow folder, which is low impact. We've got some more FOMC, Richmond Manufacturing Index, orange folder, nothing really crazy. Thursday we got unemployment claims and flash manufacturing PMI. That looks like the big news day. 8:30 a.m. red folder and then 9:45 a.m. red folder. Other than that, we're pretty clear for this week, man. Pretty clear. Dow, man, really just can't figure out what it wants to do here. I'm going to make it all the way through NY lunch, and that's okay. I'm going to stay on this one because I like this opportunity. I do. I'm going to hang out with you guys. If we take off and head to the upside before we come down, and I miss my entry, that's fine. You know, so be it. You got to pick your spots. Have some reasonings behind it, right? Why you're doing what you're doing, a good way to structure risk, and wait for that. If it takes off without you, no problem, man. It's not even a missed trade. Market just did not do what you were expecting it to do. Your trade never came. Still there, man. The 64s, 65s, looks like it got moved up a little bit. It'll be interesting, man. Good experience on Bookmap. We'll see if we're going to come down to this 150 level and fill this big order or set of orders, or if we are, or we're just going to turn and leave it. Buyers are going to take this thing higher from here. Those buy orders are not going to get filled, and we're just going to head to the upside. Or alternatively, we come down and we just blast to the downside. I'm dead wrong looking for a long, and short is the play. That's also a possibility, but really tight range. Kind of got this little Dorito forming, right? If I'm Dobie from Top Step. Hanging out on a Monday, seeing what we can do. See it now? We're going to test the lows again. Oh, man. Gonna need a coffee.
Absorption YMC for CBOT buyers at 43,175.
So that's some liquidity getting filled right there. You could hear Bookmap calling it out. What happens if we come lower? Or do we come lower? See it, Dow. What do you got for us today? Dang, man. It's going to test the patience, though, I'll tell you that. This is the test of patience here. Again, guys, if you're on here hanging out with me, I appreciate you being here. Sitting, looking for a long here on the 5-minute YM chart. I'm on TopstepX. Got a bunch of 50K, 150K combines loaded up. Looking for a sweep down below these 5-minute lows. Not this low, not session low, but these 5-minute lows over here. Down to this 150 area where we've got quite a bit of orders sitting on the book. Would look for that to fill and take a buy back towards VWAP, catching some rotation or at least a pull back up into some of the morning's price action. Even up to this level would be pretty dang sweet, right? Prior lows broken in this trend to the downside. VWAP might be lining up with that by the time I potentially get along and this moves to the upside. Yeah, man, this thing is just chopping sideways on the 5-minute. Not a whole lot yet. Choppy sideways 5-minute movement. That's what I'm looking at here. Dang, man. Yeah, still, again, here's still what I'm watching on Bookmap. This level is still there. It's only gotten heavier. Looks like some of these may have moved up here and then even right down here. But this still looks like the real deal. That's quite a bit of orders on the book. We don't have to come down and fill that. What happens if we do come down and fill that? It's still out for debate, right? I'm looking at it to hold as support, or at least for price to trade around that level and then potentially bounce. But we're really not coming down to check it out, man. Just been shopping around here. Now we are coming back up to test the highs of this Dorito.
Absorption YMC for CBOT sellers
being
at
traded right there.
43,200. Sweep YMC for CBOT buyers at 43,201.
Dang, man. Testing patience. Just impatience, though. This will be a little bit longer of a stream, though, guys. I'm gonna try to get the trade on. What is ES doing? That's looking kind of bullish back up towards VWAP right now. And NASDAQ. Looks like we're going to find some support at VWAP. Yeah, I'm going to sit patient on this one, guys. This is what I'm looking at. I'll leave the, you know what? I'll do it this way. Because everyone goes, are you in a trade? When I put a position tool on the chart. This was the trade idea. Stop loss down below here. That's the trade idea. If we crack to the upside and break this high and start to run towards VWAP, this is going to get invalidated, right? It's a different trade setup. That's really no longer valid. Move has started to occur. You know, the 80, 100 points that I would have liked to be in is already happening. And that's okay. Read of the market would be right. Direction would be right. Entry area would be pretty damn close. Just would have been waiting for price to be traded that just didn't come. So again, not a miss setup. Displays what I look for when I trade. And again, on another day, what happens is you have your area, you know what you're waiting for, you FOMO in up here because you say, you know, I just don't think it's gonna, I don't think, maybe it's not gonna come down here, maybe it's just gonna leave without me, without really having a reason. And you get an entry like the size of your stop loss or close to it. That much farther away, you know, 50, 40 points away. So sitting patient, man, waiting for your entry. If it doesn't come, it doesn't come. But this thing looks like it wants to go. Damn, Dow, you're going to do it to me, man. You're going to do it to me. All good. We cracked this high by a lot, and the idea will be invalidated. I'm still okay with this right now. I'd actually almost like this. Now we wick down and then pull right back up. That's really nice for a case to the upside. But this looks like it might have been all it needed to do. Find support down around here and then continue. This level's still here though, so I'm still watching. Again, sweep below the lows and then a continuation to the upside. I really do like that coming out of a support zone, but might not get it, man. Stay patient. Hang out with you guys until I say I don't think I'm going to have a setup. We're not there yet. Market is, truth testing. Mike S. struggling a lot. $180 from a payout. Again, remember, guys, I'm only going to take select questions out of here from the guys that I know or that are asking good questions. It's too many trolls on YouTube. No, man. Don't go for a 10-to-1 negative risk to reward with 95% of winning. Here's the thought process, right? First off, nothing I say or do here is a suggestion or advice, right? We know that.
Sellers at
this is going to be the trade moving. You're targeting a $180 for whatever reason, right? Either to qualify for a payout or to get to a level where you want to take a payout. So that's the goal. It's an interesting dynamic that you usually don't have in trading. You have an upside hard target that you only have to hit that. I would probably size down. I don't know that I would size down an insane amount, but I would size down a bit because you only have to hit that amount. I don't know that I would keep the same size and run a huge stop loss and a tiny take profit because then you're placing all your eggs on that one trade, right? And we know that trading doesn't work like that. We're relying on hope. We're relying on chance. It turns into gambling because we know we don't have a 100% win rate. So what makes more sense would to just be size down a bit, maybe drop to micros, take some size off, and trade similarly to the way that you usually trade, and maybe don't shoot for a 2 or 3 to 1 risk to reward if you're looking for a huge move most of the time, and just be more conservative with it. But going that other way completely and just absolutely being backwards with risk to reward, it usually doesn't end well. You usually take the full stop out, and now you're back to having to trade normally. So I would keep doing what got you there. Consider sizing down as you approach that target. If you're struggling a lot, it's due to psychology, right, man? It's due to mindset. You know what you did to get yourself there. No problem, brother. You know what you did to get yourself there, right? You know what your win rate and risk to reward is on average. You understand your setups. If you only have a small bit to go for whatever reason, whatever the I don't know if it's a 5 days green or something like that, wait for your setup. Don't just press it for no reason. And when it comes, consider sizing down a little bit and structuring your risk in a way that makes sense, because you're so damn close and you don't need a huge windfall. And, big win is not going to help you. But I don't like the other way. You can do that, and I'll run stuff like that in combines. You'll see guys run stuff like that in combines as you get really close, right? Just put one more big trade on, try to grab a couple points, and just call it a day. It works sometimes, but again, you're flipping a coin, and now you need it to land on heads, or else you got a big problem. So the more logical, what makes sense approach is to just size down a little bit, man. Take it slow. Take a breath. If you can't handle it right now, or the psychology is just not there, consider stepping away for a day. Close out for the session. And you also have to recognize, man, like that next one might not be a winner, and you got to be okay with that. You can't put the pressure on to say next one has to win because I only need this small amount. You got to put that next trade on, knowing that, based on your win rate or whatever it is, it might not be a winner. Market just might not agree with you. So think of it from those terms and size down. So if it's not a winner, you don't just put yourself into a hole. Now you have to dig yourself back out, and you're so much farther away from the payout. Keep it slow and low, as you work yourself towards that. But accept whatever risk you put on, and recognize that it doesn't have to agree with you. That next one, doesn't have to be a winner. So, and it's almost always not, man. I don't know why it works like that. Probably mindset and psychology playing a role into how you're executing, but it's almost always not when you need it to be, right? The more you need it, the less it's going to work with you. So go from that frame of mind a little bit and consider sizing down instead of doing the opposite and just full porting and only needing 4 ticks to pass, and the thing moves 30 ticks against you, and now you're in a hole. That's the thought process, man. Again, just opinion, not financial advice. That's the thoughts. Good luck, brother. Good luck. This is not setting up for me, guys. I was really ready for this one too. We had movement this morning. As we came down into this area, looking long is my play. We did not trade this level that I wanted to see. We did not come back down to the 150s. I really would have liked to see that. That was my entry. Big level of liquidity on Bookmap. Without that, I don't know that I'm jumping in down here at all. But this is now taking off without me. So read of the market good, right? Entry area just did not trade. So I'm okay with that. I don't even journal this as a missed trade. I may make a note and say, hey, here's an example of where we had a big level on Bookmap. You were looking long for price action, market structure, volume, all your reasons, and it left this area of liquidity below price by only 15 points before taking off to the upside. Interesting to note, to say, hey, you know what? It doesn't always come down and fill that liquidity. But as far as saying like, hey, a missed trade, if I know I'm supposed to be in here short and I'm asleep at the wheel, and for some reason I just hesitate or I don't put the trade on, I'm looking at something else, I'm distracted, I journal that as a mistrade. I say that's supposed to be in your P&L. This one would have played in your direction, or it would have lost, whatever reason, but journal that mistrade. These you could take notes on if you like, if something just doesn't pan out the way that you're expecting, but for me, technically not a mistrade. It's just choppy, man. Crazy, man, because I've been showing up here ready to trade with you guys. I really have. Again, I talked about not getting too zoomed in, not putting a bunch of ridiculous trades on just to take trades live, but I've really kind of reworked the way that I'm framing some stuff and trading combines here. Aggressively is my goal, waiting for setups to come on the 5-minute chart around this 11:30 to 1 p.m. time frame. I should almost always be finding something. Almost always, right? Not always going to happen, but this one was damn close. Yeah, and we're really starting to invalidate the idea. This is turning more choppy back and forth. If we come all the way back down, now this is the setup that I'm looking at. It's not terrible, but it's not as good as wicking down to the to this level and then continuing up, allowing me maybe to structure risk where I get a stop loss or break even, maybe add in like I was talking about, and control risk to the upside. This could just turn out to be more choppy ranginess, and I don't want to get caught in that. But I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer. I got to see what happens from here. Are we going to continue the upside? Are we going to come back down into this? Are we going to come towards this level? What are we going to do? ES back up to VWAP. Yep, correcting. Nice. Love to see it. NASDAQ, same deal. Sell-off didn't continue, right? Here's our 9:30 open. Wow, bullish. Very bullish at the open. All the way back down towards the lows and found support and continued right back up to the upside. We'll stay patient, though. Again, man, appreciate you guys being on here. I'm tired of these no trade sessions. I know you are, too. Don't worry. I'm going to get trades on. We're going to trade. Just need the market to give me something. Got to get close to an entry, right? Somewhat close. Detail you giving your answers. Oh, I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate you, man. You guys are awesome for being on here. Thank you. Chart colors are amazing. Looks so professional. Yeah, man. Just simple. Monochrome, right? Nothing crazy. Very easy on the eyes is what I go for. Retracing to the fair value gap, but I don't know if you trade fair value gaps. I don't. I know what they are. I don't trade them. If that's an entry for you, it's awesome, man. I trade just rough levels, support and resistance, supply and demand, order block, horizontal levels. Just call them areas of interest. That's about the amount of technical I want to get with how I place my discretionary zones. You can call them boxes, whatever, man. But if I don't have a super objective rules-based way of identifying them, they're discretionary. Mainly coming off of highs and lows, prior highs and lows before impulsive moves, right? Where did this level come from down here where we found support? This was on my chart. If you are in the free Discord or you want to hop in and just double check that. This area right here, right? This area that was tested as highs, pretty obvious. Right, crack to the upside. We found a little bit of trading going on right here. Tested a support here a couple times. It was traded through a bunch, so not super duper support, strong level, but that's what this was, right? Not really respected at all up here, this bad boy. This level down below, just more examples, right? Let's go to the 15-minute. Pretty obvious, right? Here's our big prior high up here. Found support right down at this high, level of interest, area of interest on the chart. If we come down to this, I think something might happen. I don't know that we just blow right through it or we blow to the upside. So, simple stuff. If fair value gaps work, if something else works for you for entries, go for it, man. Nothing wrong with that. I think stuff gets a little bit complicated with certain groups and camps, and I think that there is a lot of this attempt to explain the market and create a narrative as to why everything is happening. And I think the roots as to where that comes from in some areas are not so accurate. But again, whatever helps you, man. For me, it's keeping it stupidly simple, remembering that I'm focusing on price. I don't have to know why behind everything. I don't need to waste time trying to figure that out. It's not going to help me. I'm not back testing with that. I shouldn't be trading with it. Focus on price. Focus on the simple tools that I use. VWAP, order flow over on the side. Become a specialist, understanding price action and market structure, creating that intuition, that feel of the market. Have a plan for how I'm going to structure risk, how I'm going to manage my trades, right? Apply some consistency over a large sample size, and make a little bit more when you're right, lose a little bit less when you're wrong, and maybe win a little bit more than you lose, number of trade-wise. You do that, you have a small but quantifiable edge in the markets, you make money. No crazy magic, we know what's going to happen, 100% win rate strategy, trading anything crazy. Does edge full, that's a good question, have fair value gaps? I think they do have something. They do. They do have fair value gaps, Mike. They have a chart pattern report for fair value gaps, and you can customize it based on the time frame and the session and the ticker. I'm going to throw this link in the chat for you. Yeah, as I'm getting ready to just take myself off the charts with this garbage price action. If you guys are interested in Edgeful, talked about it earlier, it is an awesome platform. I find it very helpful. You can do all of the searching that you like on that one. Free trial, bro. Sign up for that bad boy. Full disclaimer, I'm a partner with Edgeful and Bookmap, so I can't be unbiased. You can grain of salt everything I say, or you could say, I think you're full of shit, but I'll leave that up to you. The truth is, I could have sold out a long time ago. I could be on here shilling a Forex prop firm and making affiliate commissions off of that and giving you guys the HFT bot for $100 for me to pass it and know that you'll never get paid out and just be driving around in Lambos and saying, look at all this money, man. It's great. I don't do any of that. I show you what my trading looks like, even if it's slow and back and forth and break even, right? Like this morning, tell you that I'm break even on XFAs, it's like $12 across 3 of them. Even if I have to have no trade on here, and I partner with companies that I actually use, that I actually believe in, that I think are helpful to traders. That's the thought process. But you get the full disclaimer, and you can make your own decision with that, right? You don't have to take my word for it. You get to decide for yourself. That's how the world works. Free. You could say, I don't think so, Zach. I don't want to deal with that. Okay, no problem, man. You do your thing. Guys, this sucks, and we didn't pull back down to my level, and we're kind of just chopping around these highs. So I'm getting ready to, let's go back over to Bookmap. Oh, look at that, it got pulled. It's off the book, guys. Yeah, that's going to be a wrap. Off the book. Didn't get traded. Obviously, whoever was down here, either looking for longs, closing out shorts, decided I don't want that price down here anymore. Doesn't look like it rotated to the upside and get put on the book up here anywhere. Otherwise, we'd see it. Looks like it came off altogether. This looks like this algorithmic liquidity band BS that I really don't want to pay attention to. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. If we come down lower, I'll tell you what I'm looking for, right? Because I might not be done trading. But for right now, I am. I'm going to set some alerts on TradingView. If we come down here, I want to see what happens. I'm not going to look to aggressively enter now that that level's gone. I'm not going to look to just jump right into a buy to head towards this level. I'll probably give it a second, see what happens. Do we hesitate a little bit? Do we find some support? Does it look like we're going to push to the upside? I may look for a long back up to VWAP. Do we harshly come through this level? Do we start to sell directly off after pulling back up, putting like a double top in here, and we start to crack this low? I might look short down to this level. I think this is another serious line in the sand. I think if we do get below this low, outside of just kind of a small crack below it and then pull back up, I think this is a pretty clean level to target, right down here. This would be another level that I'd be looking at. Don't know that I'd come all the way into it. Targeting maybe somewhere above it would be pretty safe, you know, if we pull a move like that or like that. So that's kind of my thought process coming into the afternoon. I'm going to go with trading view alerts way up here. If we come up to VWAP, I may look for a bounce off of VWAP as well. Sorry, here's the third idea. Here's kind of idea number one. Idea number two, really aggressively doing something like this. And idea number three. Long, short, short. That's what I'll be looking at. Simple price action market structure. Bookmap really didn't help me out too much. It did for a while, but didn't go and fill those, and the orders on there got pulled before price came down into it. So not a whole lot helping me from Bookmap. But that's the thought process. If I was in this long now and we didn't really push up to VWAP, I'd probably be having my patience tested. This would be kind of hard to hold on to with this choppy back and forth. So I'm not really unhappy that I didn't find a way in over here, FOMOing in. So I'm going to set an alert up here, looking short. I'm going to set an alert down here if we do come down back down below these lows, and then probably a third one just in case we blow through this, so I really get a wake-up call. And now I'm going to go have some lunch. Sorry, guys, that we got another no trade session here, man. I'm break even in XFAs and flat in combines. That's what I got going on today. I'm going to look for something in the afternoon that I just discussed here. I'll update you if I take something. I will share that in Discord. I won't call it out live. Probably won't get the time to call it out live, but I'll keep you updated if I take a win or a loss on any of that. Link to Discord. Hop in the free Discord, man. You get live trading almost every day, explaining my full approach strategy, no gatekeeping. I answer questions on here in detail. You can follow along with my trading, see how I'm doing on everything. You can ask me questions. Deals on Bookmap, on Edgeful, and an awesome trading community, right? 1,300 guys, almost 1,300 guys in there that are sharing the good, the bad, blowing of accounts, running up accounts in XFAs, everything in between, man. So all that fun stuff in free Discord. Feel free to hop in. Guys, I will talk to you soon. I'll be live here, same time, same place the rest of the week. 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern on TopStep TV. Be fun to be on there for Power Hour. We'd love to see you guys there in the chat. Talk to you soon. Have a great rest of the day. Trade well this week. Be easy.